Non-League Day, an exciting day in the football calendar I wanted to know more about and experience firsthand. So today I'm at Coles Lane to speak to Sutton Coldfield Town director Alex Moloney as his club take on Daventry Town in the Northern Premier League Midlands division. Alex, tell us about this very interesting sounding concept.
Hi Patrick. Yeah, the non-league day is not a new thing. It's been going on for I think about 10, 11 years. It started out as an individual with a bit of a project to see if he could sort of create momentum for non-league, and it's grew into quite a national phenomenon. All clubs now recognise it in non-league. It's always aimed at an international break to give them the best exposure that's possible. And all the non-league clubs now embrace it, and they all sort of do their own individual promotional events, free tickets we've done today, some do half price, free drinks, 2-for-1s. It's become a huge calendar, and it really helps the clubs now following this charitable 10-year project that started.
Well, it's a fantastic concept indeed. The only thing I've thought with that is it happens once a season, but would you prefer it should happen twice during the international breaks to give all clubs the opportunity for some home exposure?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, from a selfish point of view, it would be great if we had it more than once a season because obviously, the more exposure, the better. But from an unselfish point of view, obviously there's only one team at home, so there's a team that's away that doesn't get the benefit of having that promotional event to get extra fans in and whatever. But again, trying to please all clubs is a hard thing to do. But I mean, us as a club, we have done 2 free events in a season before that don't coincide with non-league day. So I guess if an individual club is brave enough to do that, then I would recommend it. If they've got the volunteers and the staff in place to accommodate a bigger crowd, the league does accommodate it. So, it's something that should be done. Non-league day helps with an extra platform to promote it, but we've done it before without non-league day and it's been a success.
So on to Sutton Coldfield Town themselves, what gates do you tend to average here?
This season, I think we were in the 230, 240 mark, which is amongst the highest average we've had in the last 10 years. We've had at the one extreme, we've had 600 odd on the bank holiday after Christmas, and at the other extreme, on cold, wet Tuesday nights, we're more 110 to 150. So it can average and fluctuate, weather dependent. Other clubs playing can influence it as well. But yeah, 240, 250 max is our average this season.
Well, and this afternoon, of course, there was 514 people that made use of this very generous offer here by Sutton Coldfield Town.
Yeah, very pleased with the numbers. Obviously, it's always a bit of a gamble because there's no way of guaranteeing people turn up. If we got anything less than 250 when it was free, we'd obviously be very disappointed. We obviously make sure that we've got enough staff on to accommodate the extra people. So obviously we're trying to push the merchandise. We're trying to obviously sell more raffle tickets, and obviously the bar is busier. So obviously that sort of offsets the loss that we don't take with the cash on the gate, which can be quite significant on some games. So to get 514, 500 is sort of the minimum we'd want. We've done it twice before with a similar 500, 550, but the very first one we did, which wasn't non-league day, we got 900 odd. So I don't know what happened differently that day, it just fell kindly for us. But yeah, big numbers really help on a free game.
Well, Sutton Coldfield itself, I believe, has a population of around about 109,000 people, which is actually larger than many clubs, many towns that are actually in the Football League. What would you say is probably the biggest reason why the gates here perhaps aren't actually a lot bigger than they are?
There's lots of theories. I mean, obviously, I think, first of all, there's a lot of competition in non-league in this area. There's probably at least 5 or 6 teams within a 3 or 4 square mile radius that are all trying to get the same fan base. There is obviously a lot of league football within a slightly wider arc of about 10 miles with Aston Villa, Birmingham, Walsall, West Brom, Wolves. And we do actually see, if the Villa are at home, for instance, or a televised game, our attendance will drop by a quarter. We'll struggle to get 200. So that does impact it. In terms of the big numbers, why aren't we getting 500 every week? I just think it's difficult. Non-league is something that has only really took off in the last 4 or 5 years. I think COVID helped non-league because when the Premier League and other league clubs couldn't have fans in attendance, they look to get their football fix elsewhere. And I think we are seeing an extra 10-20% a season to what we were getting pre-COVID. But ultimately, I don't know the answer. We should get more. People should associate our club with the town because of the name. We're located close to the train station, the town centre. It's not a unique problem to us. It's not that we're doing anything wrong. Every club in the area and beyond has that problem. There are one or two that buck the trend. Hales Owen can get 1,000, Stourbridge as well. They're a little bit out the way, almost village town feeling for the people to get into their local team. But I think ultimately here it's just competition. You're competing with 10-15 clubs, Sky Sports, BT Sports. We're a 10-minute walk from 20-15 pubs and restaurants and bars that all show Sky and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's competition. I think if half those clubs and pubs didn't exist, you'd get 500, but unfortunately they do.
Well, you mentioned about Villa. Do you get many of their fans, or indeed fans of other Midlands clubs, who perhaps come along here when their sides are playing maybe away from home?
Yes, definitely. I have a few friends in particular, and also people I talk to, that basically when Villa are away, or particularly this season, Villa didn't really get many Saturday afternoon games. I think they've only had 2 or 3 quite recently, so that allowed them to balance a non-league and a football league interest. So yeah, I'd say our attendance goes up 30, 40 if the Villa aren't playing on a 3 o'clock on a Saturday. And then that goes as well to a lesser extent with West Brom and Wolves and Walsall, because they're not that far either. So yeah, Saturday draws and televised games can impact our attendance 100%.
Well, Alex, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today, and good luck, of course, for the Royals for the remaining 5 games this season.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in again soon for more PL Presents.